Welcome to Raw Radio.
And we are
Say it.
live.
There you go. All right, now we can talk.
I was hoping you would join in on this one. All
No,
right,
that's
we are
your
live.
thing.
Oh, it's my thing. All right, listen. I'm going to go on the ledge here, and I'm going to say this was the most entertaining
Yeah.
episodes that we've done so far. Miguel Torres.
Yeah, if you don't know Miguel, you're going to find out quickly just who he is and what he's like. But if you do know him or know of him and have seen him over the years, it's what you've come to expect. And
I don't know about this. I've known Miguel for nearly 20 years, and this
he's a great.
It was something else.
Fun, entertaining guy. Has been through a ton, and
before we even get there, if you didn't listen to the episode, I highly encourage you to actually watch the YouTube version.
Mhm.
There's a lot of visuals throughout the episode. Some of them you might not expect, but it is a big contributor to the entertainment part. So make sure you tune in on our YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. And this is the takeaway, right? What did I take away from it? And I took away from it empowerment, because of what he's doing now, and the mentors he's had in his life who empowered him to do it. We're not going to get too much into the episode descriptions, but what does it mean to empower somebody else, right? To give them something that makes them stronger, to put them out there in front of others, and to give them the abilities to make themselves a better person, whether it's MMA in Miguel's case, or anything, any position you have in life, in your career. What does it mean?
Yeah, I think empowerment by definition, and we didn't look this up precisely from the dictionary, but empowerment by definition, it would be, an action that inspires others and lets them lead towards their goal and makes them stronger in a way, physically and mentally, right? And I think, what is important is sometimes, often we focus on us, and we focus on things that we have to do to achieve our goals, and we forget about the people we are surrounded by, and how can we motivate them, how can we make their life not necessarily easier, because I don't think necessarily that's what it's about, but it's how do you set them for success so they can do their work and yet they stay on the path.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Would that be?
Yeah, I think so. And also it's you're not even giving people the tools to stay on the path. You're giving them the motivation, the energy, the positive energy, the just the vibe to move forward and do things for yourself, right? If you look at like the career he had, nobody's fighting for him, right? In the ring, nobody's training for him. None of that stuff can be done. He had to do it himself, but somebody was pushing him and guiding him so that he had extra motivation. He was empowered to do it by other people in his life, and he's now doing that for others. By how he conducts himself in his gym and what he can help people through, whether they're fighting or they're just there to get in shape or they're just there as a hobby. He's changing lives by doing it. And that was because somebody empowered him to do so.
Yeah, and I think similar goes to, what Carlson Gracie has done for him. And Miguel talked about quite extensively about this, but I think this is the interesting part, right? You are impacting other people by your action, and in which result they have more mental power to do what they need to do. Mm-hmm. Right. And I'm kind of reflecting on it right now. And as we were having this conversation with Miguel, even my first day on the mat, I feel like this empowerment statement of empowerment is very fitting, right? When I stepped on them the very first time, I got destroyed. And I speak about this very publicly, but that single event motivated me to continue doing all of this and ultimately be here with you today and doing this show and talking to these people and having the opportunity to share some of the knowledge that I had with all the students that we have and impact people around the world and here locally. And I think that's what it's all about. It's about impact. It's about that power that you're giving others to do what they want to do. It's not necessarily doing for them, but really give them that fuel. Maybe that's a good word. Give them that fuel so they can get wherever they are going.
Yeah, and it helps too, because I think it helps you clear your mind of a lot of clutter, a lot of doubt when you have somebody else believing in you. Carlson didn't believe in Miguel because on a whim. He believed in him because he saw what he was doing already. He saw how serious he took it, and he knew that he could take him further, right? And not by carrying him, but by empowering him, by showing him that he had what it took to beat all these other people. He had what it took, to become a world champion, and now to help make others, do the same thing.
But I guess my question is, what do you do if you don't have anybody empowering you? What do you do if there's nobody motivating you around you? What do you do then?
You've got a path, right? You can take the easy way, or you can put in the hard work and do it yourself. It sounded like, Miguel had, he was probably going to live a pretty decent life and be a pretty decent person, regardless of his interactions with the people who empowered him. But they just helped him get there. So he was already set on a path, right? And it's your individual personality, your makeup. You're either going to push forward on your own or you're not, and you're going to take the easy way out. Sometimes you need somebody to empower you. Sometimes people see things in you that you don't see yourself, I guess is what I'm getting at. And if they can help bring that out and bring it to light in your own eyes, then they're giving you the power and the motivation to succeed in ways you probably wouldn't have. Doesn't mean you're going to be a bad person. Doesn't mean you're going to be a bum. It just means you wouldn't have gotten as far as you could have. You wouldn't have met your full potential.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is everything happens for a reason. That's essentially kind of what you, I think, where you're going with this.
We've talked about that before. I don't know if, I don't feel that way, that everything happens for a reason. I feel that everything happens and it's what you take from it and what you do after helps the next thing happen. So, empowerment is a wonderful thing. Sharing with people, motivating people, and how you do it too. Do you do it through kindness? Sometimes. Do you do it through tough love? Sometimes. Do you do it by example? Probably all the time, right? I would think empowering people by the example you set is a bigger part of it than, the day-to-day squabbles, if that makes sense. How you live your life shines a light on the people around you, and then you take that with you and you put that out into the world, right? So if he was around certain people, or any of us are around certain people that shine a negative light on us, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to carry that with you, and you're going to put that out into the world too. So when you have people, I know we don't like to talk about the episodes too much, but when you have a guy, you're hanging out with a guy like Carlson Senior, who walks into Starbucks and knows barista and everybody in the back. And
it's not that he knows them. They knew him too.
They know him. Yes.
Yeah.
And he's hugging the cooks and in Chipotle. You're going to walk away from that like, I want to be like that person, right? You don't necessarily want to be that person, but you want to be like that. You want to carry yourself in a way that shines a good light on others, or you might be hanging around with people that are doing a lot of negative things, and for some reason,
and they will
that
empower
clicks
you
to
in
do
a negative
negative.
way.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess it's a two-way street. But that's really what I took away from it, is how you act empowers people on how they act, and it grows from there. It's like all these branches in a tree, and you could definitely take a negative approach to life, and that's what you're going to put out there, and that's what's going to branch off of you. But if you go out there with a positive attitude, a mental toughness, and you create and foster that in others, then that's going to spread positivity. And so that's what I took away from it today.
A lot of wisdom from you today. I love it.
Please.
I love it. This is deep stuff, and it's important. I think
it's very important. Yeah, I was just going to say, I can never express myself. I'm always searching for the right thing to say, but I think I kind of got there. And for me, that's what empowerment is. And that's what I took away from it. It's what you do and how it affects other people, negatively or positively. And we had a great case of positive empowerment today, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think what was interesting for me, particularly with discussion with Miguel, is not only the great stuff that was happening in his life, some of the struggles that he went through, and he's sharing those. None of that really changes his mental state of continuing doing what's right in his community, right? So with the events that he does, continue impacting people from a martial arts perspective, and continuing sharing his story from the very beginning to the very end. And that's, I think, what he's done today with us. So if you didn't have a chance to listen or watch that episode, you must.
Yeah, I was going to stand up and give you one of the visuals he gave us.
No,
but,
please don't.
You don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see
that. Please don't.
Yeah, check it out for sure. It was a lot of fun. Check out what he's doing as far. He's starting a blog. And check out the seminars and events he's got coming up, because they're for the community. They're not just for jiu-jitsu practitioners. He's doing female self-defense. He's doing anti-bullying things. So give him a look and follow him on Instagram. He's a ton of fun there too. So definitely check him out. And I think the work he's doing is going to keep spreading.
Absolutely. Continue empowering. Listen, a few years back, we shot a small documentary that's on YouTube, and it talks about a lot about what Miguel talked about. We'll share those links in the show notes. We'll add them in so you can take a peek at that as well if you like to do it. But I think that could be another step in the direction of empowerment and learning more about Carlson, because that's really what this whole thing was all about.
Okay. And before we go, so over the past few weeks, we've heard multiple stories about how bad you got destroyed when you started. I'm wondering, this is going here. I'm wondering if the culture of jiu-jitsu has changed, or if you walked in there and you were kind of, you had it coming. Maybe you brought that up. So as we go further along and I get all these introductions to the people in your past, like Jason Bender, like Miguel, I can't wait, Rudy Jimenez, I can't wait to find out what Thomas was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm officially looking for a new host. The opening just opened up. Yeah.
I think the stories will be interesting enough where I won't care. So, all right.
All right, Gary.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you for listening to Raw Radio. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to leave us a review and help us make the show even more amazing. For future episodes, check out our website and follow us on all major podcast platforms. Take care.